This is MJ. I'm an author, I'm an artist, I'm an analyzer. Find all my work at mjmunoz.com. Prepare yourself for some off-the-cuff book talk as I tackle another middle grade book chapter by chapter. So The Secret Garden Chapter 5 ends up playing out kind of like a gothic horror. So at first we have this really interesting thing where Mary is really settled into and adapted to the moor and Misselthwaite Manor, and going out on the moor, she is like invigorated and she runs, she exercises, she ends up working up a healthy appetite, and she ends up eating and liking her porridge. There's this interesting concept that if you change your body, you'll change, like if you change your body and you change your health, you will change like your actual mindset. There's stuff about how your gut actually controls a lot of what goes on in your brain. They call it the second brain because there's so many neural connections there, I believe, is the idea. Anyway, it's interesting. We see that as Mary begins acting more healthfully, because in India, apparently she would just like lay about in the warmth and not do anything and not play with anybody or anything, or she'd like play with toys inside, but that was about it. But now she's active, she's moving her body, she's, eating porridge, healthfully, and, whatever dinners they give her. I'm sure there's chicken and whatever. She's eating these things and she's like becoming active and spending all day outside in the garden around nature. She's talking to the robin. It's talking to her, as a kid would understand. And, she has like this transformation to her body, and that transforms her mindset and her heart, and it opens her heart to being receptive to things. She's treating Mary with respect, or rather Martha with respect, and Mary learned to love Mary, and that's when everything changed. No, she's treating Martha with respect and dignity, and there's like a kinship growing between them, and she's been seeking out the secret garden, and she's tracing this wall, and she can't find the door, but she's confident that within this wall is the door, and she knows if her uncle buried the key, Uncle Craven, if he buried a key, that must mean there was a door to open. And anyway, she begs and begs, and Martha finally tells her what the story is, and it's rather interesting. It's a little spooky, maybe, I don't know. His wife dies. There's this walled garden that he and his wife attended to themselves and didn't allow any of the servants in there. They would talk and read, and she had this rose tree, this bent over tree that she would use as a seat, and she had roses growing and hanging from there, I guess trained there. And she was sitting there one day, the branch broke, and she fell and died. She became injured, and then she eventually died. She didn't like break her neck and die right away, I think is the idea. It's a little unclear, and it's also hearsay, and Medlock told Martha that it's not servant's business, and Craven as well said this isn't servant's business, whatever. And yet she's telling her because that's the reality of the situation. Anyway, so after hearing about this death of Craven's wife and how he receded and became so sad and had the garden shut up and everything like that, then she learns what wuthering is. It's the wind blowing all around the house, etc., making these strange noises coming off the moor. And then she hears a wailing, and it sounds like the voice of a child crying. Then a door opens up, the wailing picks up, the wind comes through their room that they're in. The door opens, it gets popped open, the candle blows out, and sure enough, the wind dies down, it stops wuthering for a moment or two, and she hears the clear cry of a child. Then the door is slammed shut from down the hall, and Martha's insisting that it's nothing. It's no child. There's nobody. It's the wind. The wind can sound like a child, but Mary's confident that that's not the case. And it gets this horror type of vibe. And it's really interesting because she's changed as a person. She's kind of transformed into who she needs to be in order to go on this journey. And we've gone along with her, and that's been interesting. And now things can start. Things can really begin. Like I said, she's gone through this transformation in order to turn, not into our protagonist, but into an active, positive, proactive maybe character who can now embark on figuring out what this mystery is. And I find that to be really intriguing, and I think that's really cool. Let me know what you think about Chapter 5 of Secret Garden, or the book as a whole, if you like. I hope you enjoyed that. Please remember to like, share, subscribe. I invite you to comment, ask questions, and share your thoughts with me. It's always more fun when you're part of the conversation. Until next time, keep reading, be well, and do good things. Visit mjmunoz.com for more
of my work and help me build up the Fortress fiction.